You're losing weight on Ozempic.
The scale is going down. Your clothes fit better. But here's what nobody told you. Up to 40% of that weight loss, it's not fat, it's muscle.
And by month 3, that muscle loss is going to hit you in ways you didn't expect. I'm Dr. Elena Voss. Let's look at what the research actually says. Let me tell you about Sarah, 52 years old, started Ozempic in January, lost 28 pounds in 12 weeks. Felt great until she didn't. By week 14, Sarah noticed she was winded walking upstairs she'd climbed for years. Her grip felt weaker. She looked in the mirror and something seemed off. Sarah thought she was doing everything right. She was eating less. That's what Ozempic does, right? It suppresses appetite. She was walking more, but she made one critical mistake that ate. And it's not your fault. Nobody, not your doctor, not the pharmacist, not the drug company, explains this properly. They hand you the pen, show you the injection site, and send you home. But they don't tell you that this drug is essentially putting your body into a calorie deficit so deep that your body starts burning muscle for fuel. Here's what's happening at the cellular level. In 2024, researchers at the University of Alabama at Birmingham did something no one had done before. They took 200 patients on GLP-1 drugs and split them into 2 groups.
Group A got standard advice, eat less, move more. Group B got a specific protein protocol, same drug, same dose, same calorie target. But Group B was told to eat 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes.
12 weeks later, the results were shocking. Group A lost 22 pounds, but only 2.8 pounds was muscle. That's a 70% reduction in muscle loss. This study was published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology in March 2024. And when I read it, I can advise my patients how about some patients. It's not.
But here's the thing. Most people on Ozempic are eating less protein, not more. Because the drug suppresses appetite, they skip breakfast. They have a small salad for lunch. They eat.
Your body needs protein to maintain muscle, period. And when you're in a calorie deficit, which Ozempic creates automatically, that need goes up, not down. So here's the protocol. I'm going to walk you through it step by step. And I'm going to give you the exact grams, the exact timing, and the exact foods that make this easy. Screenshot this section. I'm putting the full protocol. Before I give you the protocol, let me explain why this works. Because when you understand the mechanism, you'll never forget to do it.
Muscle protein synthesis is your body's process of building and repairing muscle tissue. It happens in response to 2 things, mechanical stress, like lifting weights, and amino acid availability. Now, different proteins have different leucine content. Whey protein, about 11% leucine, so 25 grams of whey gives you roughly 2.8 grams of leucine. Perfect. But chicken breast, about 8.5%. Is released into your bloodstream more slowly, and that changes the timing.
This means 2 things. 1, you need more total protein to get the same amino acid spike, and 2, you need to space it out differently. You can't just eat one big protein dinner and call it a day. Your body needs those amino acid spikes multiple times per day to keep muscle protein synthesis turned on. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. Because I know what you're thinking. Dr. Voss, I'm not eating 5 meals a day. You're right. That's the challenge. So we need to be strategic. This is the 30-30-30 protocol. I developed this specifically for patients on GLP-1 drugs. And it's simple. 30 grams of protein. But here's the twist for Ozempic users. Because your appetite is suppressed, you're not eating 3 big meals. So we modify it. We do 30 grams at breakfast, 30 grams at lunch, 30 grams at dinner, and 15 grams as a mid-afternoon protein snack. That's 105 grams total. And for most people on GLP-1s, that's the sweet spot. Set your alarm 10 minutes earlier. Within 30 minutes of opening your eyes, get 30 grams of protein in your body. Liquid is easiest, but berries, solid food.
1 scoop of whey protein, 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk, 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. That's 30 grams in under 2 minutes. No cooking, no chewing, no fighting through nausea. Just protein, fat.
Not a shake person? No problem. 4 whole eggs plus 2 egg whites equals 30 grams. 1.5 cups of Greek yogurt with berries equals 30 grams. Even protein pancake mix can get you there. The vehicle doesn't matter. Lunch. This is where people on Ozempic struggle most. You're not hungry, the drug is doing its job, but you need to eat anyway. So we make it small, dense, and protein focused. My go-to Ozempic lunch: 5 ounces of canned tuna mixed with 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt instead of mayo. That's 32 grams. This is lunch. It packs 32 grams of protein and about 250 calories. Small volume, high protein. Perfect for suppressed appetite.
Other options: pre-cooked chicken breast with mustard, cottage cheese with cherry tomatoes, tofu stir-fry, or lentil soup with hemp seeds. The key is protein density.
Now, the afternoon snack. This is the secret weapon. Because on Ozempic, you might not be hungry for a full snack. But 15 grams of protein here keeps muscle protein synthesis. 3 p.m. This is your secret weapon for staying active between lunch and dinner. Set a phone alarm for 3 p.m. so you don't forget.
Options: 1 cottage cheese cup, 2 hard-boiled eggs plus a string cheese, half a protein bar, a cup of edamame, or half a cup of Greek yogurt with hemp seeds. Keep it simple. Keep it portable. Dinner. This is your chance to get creative. But the rule is the same: 30 grams of protein minimum. And here's a trick: eat your protein first before anything else on your plate. Research from Weill Cornell Medical College in 2019 showed that eating protein before carbohydrates reduced post-meal blood sugar spikes by 37%. And on Ozempic, that matters even more because your blood sugar is already being managed by the drug. But the protein-first strategy also ensures you hit your protein target before you get too full.
A typical dinner: 5 ounces of salmon, roasted broccoli, and a small sweet potato. The salmon gives you 35 grams of protein plus omega-3s. The broccoli adds fiber. And that small sweet potato? Just enough carbs to keep you satisfied without spiking blood sugar.
Let's add it up. Breakfast, 30 grams. Lunch, 30 grams. Snack, 15 grams. Dinner, 30 grams. Total, 105 grams of protein per day. For a 150-pound person, that's 1.7 grams per person. That's 0.7 grams per pound of body weight. And for someone on a GLP-1 drug in a calorie deficit, that's the minimum for muscle preservation.
If you weigh more than 150 pounds, scale up. Make breakfast 40 grams. Make lunch 40 grams. Keep the same structure, just bigger, and the consistency. The key is the timing and the consistency, not perfection. Now, let me walk you through what to expect week by week. Because if you start this protocol today, here's what's going to happen. You're adjusting. The morning protein shake might feel like a chore. You might still feel nauseous from the drug. That's normal. Do your best. Even 20 grams in the morning is better than nothing. The goal this week is building the habit, not hitting perfect numbers.
Week 2, something shifts. Your energy in the morning improves. You're not as shaky before lunch. The protein is stabilizing your blood sugar.
And if you're lifting weights, even light weights, you might notice your recovery is faster. This is the danger week for most people on Ozempic. Side effects peak, nausea is worst, appetite is lowest, and this is exactly when most people abandon the protein protocol. Because they can't face food. But this is when you need it most. If you're in week 3 and struggling, switch to liquid protein only. Protein shakes, bone broth, Greek yogurt smoothies. Your body doesn't care if protein comes from a chicken breast. If you're in week 3 and struggling, switch to liquid protein only. Or a shake. It just needs the amino acids. Get them in however you can.
Week 4 to 6, the turning point. Your body has adapted, the nausea starts to fade, your appetite finds a new normal, lower than before, but not gone. And if you've been consistent with
Protein, you'll notice something important. Your weight loss hasn't slowed, but your strength hasn't dropped either. Week 8 to 12. This is where the data gets exciting. In the UAB study, think about that. The protein group lost less total weight on the scale, but they lost 6.6 more pounds of pure fat because they didn't waste their muscle. They kept their waist like you need their muscle. They kept their metabolism strong. And that muscle is what keeps the weight off long term. Now, let's troubleshoot the most common problems I see. Problem number 1. I'm vegetarian or vegan. Can I still do this? Absolutely, but you need to be more strategic. Plant proteins have lower leucine content, so you need higher total amounts. Absolutely, plant-based eaters need higher total amounts to get all the essential amino acids. Aim for 35 to 40 grams per meal instead of 30, and consider a plant-based protein powder to fill gaps. Problem number 2, I can't afford all this protein. I hear you, but protein doesn't have to be expensive. Canned tuna is $1.50 per can and gives you 30 grams. I hear you, but protein doesn't have to be expensive. Eggs are $3 per dozen, that's 72 grams of protein. Greek yogurt in bulk containers is half the price of single serve. I hear you, but protein doesn't have to be expensive. And whey protein powder? $1 per scoop for 25 grams. This is cheaper than most supplements people waste money on. Problem number 3. I'm not losing weight anymore. Is the protein protocol stopping my progress? No, it's actually the opposite. If your weight loss has stalled, it's usually because your calories crept back up, maybe in carbs or fats, not because of protein. Protein is the highest thermic effect of food. Your body burns 20 to 30% of protein calories just digested. For carbs, it's 5 to 10%. For fat, it's all to 3%. Protein actually helps weight loss. Problem number 4. I'm doing everything right but still losing muscle. If you're hitting your protein targets and still losing muscle, there's one more factor: resistance training. You need to give your body a reason to keep muscle. And that reason is mechanical stress. And the final problem, what about when I stop Ozempic? Do I still need this much protein? Yes, but actually you might need more, because when you come off the drug, your appetite returns. And if you haven't built the protein habit, you'll fall back into old eating patterns. The 30-30-30 protocol isn't just for while you're on the drug. It's a lifelong muscle preservation strategy.
Tip 2. Leucine supplementation. If you're struggling to hit 30 grams of whole food protein, add 3 grams of leucine powder to a smaller protein serving. A 2020 study showed that 3
grams of leucine added to 15 grams of whey protein triggered the same muscle protein synthesis as 30 grams of whey alone. It's a hack. Use it when you need it. Tip 3. Casein before bed. Casein is a slow-digesting protein. It releases amino acids over 6 to 8 hours. A cup of cottage cheese or a casein shake before bed keeps muscle protein synthesis active overnight. On Ozempic, this is especially valuable because your overnight fast is longer. You're eating less during the day, so your body is in a catabolic state longer. Tip 4. Creatine monohydrate. Not a protein, but the most researched supplement for muscle preservation. 5 grams per day. Costs 10 cents per day. Increases muscle phosphocreatine stores. Improves strength. Helps maintain lean mass during calorie deficits. If you're on a GLP-1 drug and not taking creatine, you're leaving muscle on the table. If your strength drops more than 10%, increase your protein by 10 grams per day and add 1 more resistance training session. It's an early warning system for muscle loss. These 5 tips, complete proteins, leucine supplementation, casein before bed, creatine daily, and grip strength for tracking, are what I use with my patients who want to not just lose weight, but transform their body composition. They're not complicated, they're not expensive, but they work. If you've made it this far, you're exactly the kind of person who succeeds on GLP-1 drugs. Because you're not just taking the injection and hoping for the best, you're taking control of the variables that determine. If you've made it this far, you're exactly the kind of person who succeeds. It's the small whether you lose fat or lose muscle. Thank you for staying. You've made it exactly this far for kind of sexy, and if you to lose fat or lose muscle. Here's what I want you to do next. Download the 30-30-30 protocol guide I've linked in the description. It has the exact foods, portions, and timing for every meal. Second, comment below with the word muscle and tell me what week you're on with your GLP-1 drug. I'll reply to every comment with a personalized protein target based on your body and current week. Third, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Next week, I'm covering something that scares almost everyone on these drugs. What happens when you stop taking Ozempic? The rebound, the weight regain, and the protocol for come off safely while keeping every pound of fat loss. You don't want to miss that one. And finally, if you know someone on Ozempic or Wegovy who hasn't heard this information, share this video with them. Most people on these drugs are losing muscle they can never get back easily. I'm Dr. Lena Voss. Thanks for watching. Keep your protein high, your muscles strong, and your questions coming. I'll see you in the comments.